Hello, good people of YouTube. This is your buddy Choppadong, your coach, your friend, your teacher of the DFS fundamentals. I reside inside the DFSarmy.com and am a coach and contributor there, but every once in a while I pop out onto YouTube or pop out onto Twitter to bring the public what we're talking about inside the DFS Army to hopefully convince you that you can no longer do this alone. You need to be talking with a group of like-minded people that are constantly discussing topics and getting together, getting better together as a result. That is what is propelling this DFS industry and making it smarter and smarter and smarter. And if you're out there still trying to do it on your own, God love you, you're falling behind the curve. So take a quick second and take a look at the top screen here, dfsarmy.com. This NFL strategy page is pretty much free. Most of the articles in here are free. You can see I've written a bunch of these pieces. As we scroll down, the one we're going to talk about today is on page 2. That is the ladder system. This article right here will revolutionize the way you think about contests. Inside our VIP Slack channels, we've been hearing a lot of discussion about getting more bang for your buck. What contests do I play? What contests are best suited for me? And I'm going to tell you through the ladder system, play them all. Build a lineup that is mostly cash safe, but takes a few shots here and there. Throw them in a little bit of everything and play them all. But we have to analyze the contests and the way they pay things out. We have to do this intelligently, or else we're just throwing a bunch of darts at a bunch of contests and we wind up like the rest of the fish. They get shot when they swim inside that barrel. Our job is to be shooting the fish, not getting shot. So take a look at that article. I urge you to contemplate joining the DFS Army, or at least giving us a shot for a free trial on a 30-day window. We have some sites you can join, and we have some things that you guys can do to get free months of the DFS Army. But most importantly, get in here and learn with the pros and learn with the coaches and become a better DFS player. Don't be so arrogant to think you can do this on your own. If you don't have an optimizer, you don't have stats, you don't have tools, you don't have anything. Now, we've talked an awful lot about these contests before, layering 50-50s with triple ups, with quintuple ups, and leagues and tournaments and all this stuff. Let's dive into some tournaments here in a little bit and break down their pay structures, but first let's cover the basics. What you're trying to do when you're playing for these contests is you're trying to hit this side of the curve, right here. This side of the curve sucks. The bell curve, obviously the majority of contests are going to be somewhere within a few percentage points. The peak of that bell curve is almost always right around the 50% mark, because that's what gets paid in the 50-50s. If you fall a little bit short of that, you don't get paid anything. If you get on the other side of it, you get double your money. If you go a little further, you can hit triple ups and quintuple ups. If you go a little further, you're starting to get down into the GPP territories. And of course, if you get way down in here, you're in a very, very small segment of the population, and you're unlocking the big, big, big money that everybody's chasing. But what I'm going to tell you is you aren't going to be in this category very often. Most of the time, you're going to fall right in here. So let's get paid. Let's get paid for it. Let's set the foundation of our lineup that we build with a cash form to it, with a cash angle to it. Let's take a bunch of very, very solid, smart plays, and let's start branching out based on what we want to do with the rest of the lineups that we're entering, the rest of the contests we're entering. First thing we're doing is we're trying to cross this 50-50 line. The second thing we're trying to do is we're trying to cross a triple up line. Third thing we're trying to do is cross the quintuple up line and get into the GPPs, where we start unlocking more and more money. I build my lineups for down in here, but I build them for here too. Yeah, I don't mind if they go here. I'm not going to take all the crazy plays. This guy at 1%, and this guy that just got called up from the practice squad, and this quarterback that nobody else is going to be thinking of in the world. To me, that's just fool's gold you're chasing. Most of that stuff doesn't work. It works for one guy every week. He wins the Millionaire Maker, and that's what everybody wants to do, but that's not where the pros are mostly making their money. Most of the pros are making their money by building lineups that hit this area right here and hit it hard and hit it often, and they're using volume to return money to them. They're not trying to throw $1 in there and turn it into $1 million. They're trying to throw $1,000 into it and turn it into $2,000. If they can do that successfully, they can throw $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 at it and make a very, very nice, consistent sum of money every week. And that's where the volume comes in. People, I also hear the adage of, I'm at a disadvantage, I've only got $5. No, you guys are at the same advantage. Problem is, if you get a 10% return on your $5, you get 50 cents. If a pro with $50,000 gets a 10% return on it, he made $5 grand and paid his bills. That's the difference, and that's the gap most people aren't understanding, most people don't see. It starts again with hitting the 50-50 line, and then if your lineup does a little bit better, you might cross that 30% line, which gets you into the triple ups, and then you might cross the 20% line, which gets you into your quintuple ups, but also starts getting you into the cash of the GPPs. Now you have to go quite a ways into a GPP to the top, say 1%, and inside that to really unlock the big money. So let's find the tournaments that are going to unlock that money the best, okay? So we can kill the bell curve, right? We've already showed you where to go for that ladder article, so we can kill that, right? Let's dive in to FanDuel and let's find some tournaments. I have sorted the main slate by entry fee, and I'm going to look anywhere between $1 and $100, and I'm going to show you with some quick math. We'll pop the calculator up here. It'll go away again, never mind. Let's just start with the biggest single entry tournament that we got. 82,000 people. You have to beat 82,000 people to win this tournament. Let's take a look at the prize structure. Click on the prizes. First gets $5 grand. What we're looking for is $10,000, or 10% of the total prize pool. That's what I want to see going to the winner. This isn't quite 10%. It's like 8%. That doesn't mean it's a bad tournament. That means it's got a flatter payout structure, which means less money going up here, more money going down here, which is actually a good thing if you build like I do and you build cash safe lineups that don't really go to the top very, very often. Instead, they mostly start hitting down in here. But I cover my ass with triple ups and quintuple ups along the way. So if I do get into this range, it's just a little added gravy, okay? I'm not trying to get into here. I'd like to, but I don't have any realistic designs on the fact that I'm going to build the third place lineup for $2,000 that beats 82,351 people. I'm not dumb. That isn't going to happen very often. I can beat, 20,000 or 60,000 people. Top 5,000. I can beat, 77,000 people. So anyway, we're going to try to build for this. Just gets us past that 20% line, which released the flat payout in a quintuple up, which was 5 times what we paid. If I put $2 in a quintuple up, it releases $10. That's pretty damn good. If I get even further past that, I'm at least taking $1 and throwing it into something where it can reward that if I happen to build a very lucky lineup that just goes all the way. Now, like I said, 10% we want to see. Ideally, we'd like to see this be $7,000. It's not. We also want to see where the cash line is. 19,963 people out of what? 19,963 divided by 8,2,352. Top 24% get paid. That's good. Usually the top 20% get paid. That's actually, I kind of like this tournament already because I can crack the top 25% very frequently. Now, the other thing I like to do personally, instead of those quintuple ups, after I do those, I like to put in, say, a 100-man league or a 200-man tournament or something like that because I can beat 100 people a lot easier than I can beat 82,000 people. Why? Because I can build a lineup that hits the top 1%. Here, let's do this. What's 1 divided by 100? 1%, right? What's 1 divided by 82,000? My God, to the -5. I mean, it's not even a tenth or a thousandth of 1%, right? You have to beat the world to win this thing, and somebody's going to do it. But you only have to beat 99% of the world to get one of those top 1% lineups. So that's why I focus on those. I'm going to do that more often. And in the 100-man leagues, they release 25 times your investment. So I put in $1, I get out $25. Where's it gonna? What do I have to do to get $25 out of this thing? Be in the top 100 out of 82,000 people. So instead of a top 1% lineup, I have to build a top, 1,000th of 1% lineup. I'm not going to do that very often. This isn't equal money. It's top heavy, and that's good for the guys that win it. It sucks for everybody else. That's the first thing you need to get through your head. The second thing you need to get through your head is, what does it take? Where are the break points in this tournament? We found out 24% are going to cash. Top 1% of this tournament is what? We moved decimal place over 2 spots to 823rd. 823rd gets you back 6 times your money. Oh, top 1% lineup gets you back $6 when in another contest it could get you back $25. So I want to see the cash line be pretty easy to hit. I want to see the 1% line get me about 10 times my money, not 6 times my money. And I want to see the first place lineup get 10% of the total prize pool, not 8%. If I can find that kind of that holy grail, that trifecta, I have a tournament that I like, because it gives me a shot at getting some money. It does okay at 10%, at the 1% mark, and it does, it does release a good sum of money, but it's not so top heavy that I have to, win it all or bust. This one is even better because this number is a little bit lower than the 10% of the total prize pool. Let's move on to another tournament. Small squib. $1,000 in prize money, got to beat 1,000 people. This is winnable. You can beat 1,000 people quite often. 207th place out of 1176. 207 divided by 1176. Top 17.6% get paid. Not as many as the top 24%. But 10% of the winning prize pool goes to first place. And a 1% lineup is 11th place. 11th place here gets you $10. There's your holy grail, right? About, well, it's a little low here. 17% get paid, but 10%, 10 times your investment goes to the top 1%, and 10% of the prize pool goes to the winner. Not a bad tournament to be in. And it's winnable. You're going to hit this top prize a lot more often than you're going to hit the other. Now, you're not going to get $5,000 for it, but you're going to hit this a lot more often. If you wanted to, put your money in a double up, a triple up, and then throw a buck in this thing, and then throw a buck in the big 82,000 person tournament. If you're going to build for these tournaments, do it smartly. Put most of your money in contests you're going to win more often, and then take some shots at some of the bigger tournaments, because you never know. It might happen. I'm not going to discourage you from playing those big tournaments. I'm just going to tell you, put the base of your pyramid, if you saw that article back there, put your base of your pyramid in smarter, safer contests. Grind up an actual bankroll. Don't just continue to keep taking shots at these big things and then wonder why you're constantly redepositing. Let's scroll down a little bit further to what? The $2 tournaments. 35,000 people, single entry, not bad. If you play multi-entry, go for it. Okay, 60,000, 5,000 to first. Okay, a little better than 70,000 with 5,000 to first, right? A little bit better. Top 1%, 352nd place. Where's 352nd place? $15. 7x. It's a $2 entry fee. You get 7 times your money back. It's not the 10 times that I like to see, but as long as we know what we're getting ourselves into, it's not terrible. Hopefully with a little bit less going to the first place winner, and the 7x instead of 10x going to the 1% winner, hopefully we see a big number here. So 6234 divided by 35,294 tells us what percentage of people cash. 17.6%. Woo! This thing must be flat out in here somewhere. That might not be a bad thing. If you're like me and you min cash a lot in GPPs because you're building a lot of your stuff for safer contests like double ups and triple ups, and you do find your way into tournaments, but you never get too deep into the cash in them, might be the contest for you, because it might release you an extra $6, $8, $10, something like that. Not the worst thing in the world, but I don't like seeing that if it's less than 10% of the prize pool to the winner and less than 10x to the 1% lineup, and then it doesn't reward the min cash line. I'm not a big fan. Scroll down to maybe a $5 tournament. Let's see what that does. 12,000 people. Well, that's a qualifier. I tend to stay out of those because they're very, very top heavy. Maybe someday I'll show you that. 470 people. Let's get a little bit big. 462,000 people. Let's analyze it. 462,000 people. 101,400 cash. 101,400 divided by 462, 184. Top 21, 22% cash. Not terrible. What's 1% of 462, 184? It's 4,621. Where's the 4,620 guy? 20 bucks on a $5 entry. Really? Dude, on a $5 entry, you build a lineup that's going to beat 99% of the world and you only get 4 times your money back? Screw you. I don't want any part of that. When I can take that same $5, go put it in a 100-man league and get back $125. No. Yeah, 25 times 5, 125 bucks. I can get back $125 instead of 20 bucks. I'll tell you which one's going to benefit your bankroll. The smaller leagues. But for shits and giggles, the winner gets $1 million. You want to know why these contests are such a freaking crock? That's why. This thing is so top heavy. First place, you beat almost 500,000 people. A 1 in 462,184 person shot. And you win $1 million bucks. Good for you. You come up half a point short. Half a point short, and you take second place, and you only get $150,000. You talk about shooting a man's horse dead. Whop! Screw you. I'd be on a bridge. The cops and my wife would be there trying to talk me down off of that thing, saying, don't jump. Good Lord. This is like chasing the big blonde at the bar at closing time, man. She ain't gonna look at you. You get close, she flirts with you a little bit, takes a couple of drinks out of your wallet, and the next thing you know, she says, bye, I'm going out with that guy over there. And you feel like this turd right here. Whop! It is over. Man, this is a sucker's contest. I'm sorry. It just is. Don't be a sucker. Let's look at a little bit better one to win. 30,000 people, 5 entries max. $30,000 in prize money. I'm talking out my ass. 5,000 people, 1,000 get paid. 1030 divided by 5042. 20% get paid, so it's right on par with just about everything else. 1% is the top 50. So 50th place gets you 40 bucks, which is 8x, which is better than 4x. 4x sucks. It's that damn contest, that million contest, is robbing everybody from money to just pay the front guy. This one at least spreads it out and gives you a chance. 8x, 40 bucks. You would take it. Granted, you put that in a 100-person league and you win 25x, which is $125. Am I beating it into your head enough? Golly, that's still sticking in my brain. All right, back on track. 5,000, 30,000. Well, that's not great either. Actually, it's better than 10%. So 16% instead of 10% goes to the top dog. So this one's a little top heavy too. But at least you're getting 8x here, and you're getting, 20% of your people are cashing. So it's going to reward that side of that bell curve a little bit better before it goes all the way off the deep end. Hopefully you're starting to see how this works. If we drive over into Draftkings and we look at the same things, sometimes you can see the nuances between the contests. So $1, 5,000 guarantee, 5,882 people, single entry pick'em tournament for $1. Scroll down, 1,114.15 divided by how many people are in the contest? 5,882. 24% of the people get paid. Pretty good. 1%, 58th place, gets $7 back on his dollar. 7x, not terrible. And Instead of 500 bucks, the winner gets 250. That's why you see 24% get paid, and that's why you see these little bit flatter structures. If you're the type of guy that builds cash lineups and throws them into GPPs, this is the type of GPP for you. If you're the kind of guy that just loves taking the random dart throws and trying to outsmart everybody because you were on the random weird ass that got 3 touchdowns that week and you want to go brag to all your buddies about it, go fine. Throw yourself into those sucker bets like the million. You might win it. I don't think that makes you a very good DFS player. I think it makes you lucky as hell. I think the good DFS players are the ones that spend the majority of their time down here in these contests that make sense for their dollar, that give them the best shot at returning some decent money. Yeah, the prizes are smaller. Nobody's going to come to your house and deliver you the big Ed McMahon fat check. But you're going to do this so much more often. This is where your pros are playing. This is where these guys are winning their money. They're playing double ups, triple ups, quintuple ups, and they're playing the smaller tournaments that they can win. They're not chasing the stupid gimmicks that you hear advertised on the radio. They're not playing those mega million. Now, they might be if they have, say, $5,000 that they're putting at stake for the week. Yeah, take $5 and throw it in the millionaire. You might hit it. Who knows? Some of these guys that have $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a week, they're loading up with 100 shots at the millionaire maker because they're trying to hit the great, good for them. They're doing it smartly. They're doing it within their budget. If you're the guy that's just got $100 a week that he's throwing around, good Lord, use it smartly. Take that $100 a week, bust it up into 3 lineups at $30, $35 a pop, and then take that $30 or $35 and bust it up. Take half of it and throw it in double ups. Take another bit of it and throw it in triple ups and quintuple ups, and then take a shot with, say, $10 or $7 of that $35 and throw that in those GPPs. And with $7 to go into your budget to go towards GPPs, you don't have the money to take a shot at the millionaire maker. You continue layering it up with smarter and smarter contests until you get up to that point, but that's the tippy top of the pyramid. That's fine. What I see too many people do, and it's why they redeposit like fools, is I see too many people chasing those giant prizes. That's what the DFS army teaches you, is to do it smartly. If you want to chase those top prizes, bring the budget to do it with. Don't do it on $20 a week and go take 4 shots at a $5 tournament and hope you're going to win. That's stupid. If you have $20, take 10 of it, throw it in a double up, because that double up, when it hits, is going to pay your $10, going to pay you 20. The whole damn week's paid for if you started with $20. Now the rest of it's house money. Go play with that. Go have fun with that. Nobody cares. Go put it in some triple ups because it's going to cross that 30% barrier next. Go put it in some quintuple ups. It's going to cross that 20% barrier next. Now you're covered. If your lineup hits the 50-50 line but stops short of the GPP line at 20%, you still got paid something. You still made some profit. You rewarded your lineup accordingly. Now, with a couple of bucks, you cross that 20%, you've hit your quintuple up, now you get into those tournaments. Now you start playing these types of things for the $250 grand prize, or, you know, $50 to 5th place. You start playing these types of things, or you take that dollar and you throw it in that 82,000 person tournament that we just saw. Why? Because the rest of your ass is covered. Again, be smart about it. If you struggle with some of these fundamentals and you don't know where to turn because you don't find that content out there very often on the web, you need to consider the DFS Army. I'll show you once again where it is. DFSarmy.com. I'd prefer you use the little code at the end, REF3, and tell the people that I sent you there. You punch that bad boy in and you start leveling the playing field. We've got tools, Domination Station. There's your VIP membership information. We've got tons of articles. We've got, well, let's click through them. What the hell? We'll take the last 2 minutes of this video and we'll click through them a little bit. Close that out, close that out. Guys, that's the podcast. Free article. Free article. There's a VIP article only. A lot of what we do is free. If you don't know about us, you're behind the boat. Domination Station. This is our sexy little optimizer. We input our projections. You can input your own. We've got it available for all of these sports. We've got it available for a ton of the slates. This is the most customizable optimizer you're ever going to find. You control your percentages, control your stacks. It's better than anything out there, I promise you. Strategy articles, all the sports. NFL, MLB, NBA, PGA, NASCAR, WNBA, other sports tabs. Guys, you're missing out. If you are not a member of the DFS Army, you're missing out. And I'm going to do something special for you. I'm going to tell you to put in the coupon code CHOP, C-H-O-P. When you jump in and become a VIP member and use that coupon code CHOP, you trigger a 20% off discount for the life of your membership. No matter what our rates do, no matter where our prices go, you're locked in at the price you paid the day you signed up forever, as long as you don't cancel your membership. That's a pretty damn good deal. It's called being grandfathered in. Guys, don't let time slip by. Don't sit on the fence and procrastinate. I've got testimonial after testimonial after testimonial that I've saved for guys that are coming back and saying, I don't know why I waited so long. This is the best bargain going. The coaching that you get in the Slack forums, these bad boys right here, the one-on-one coaching that we get when we get tagged, we answer the question. We've got our own coaches' corners. I'll show you mine. This is the amount of coaching that I do with our members one-on-one. They ask me questions. I go into details I can't go in. That's not 140 characters. I can't go into that on Twitter. You guys, you're missing the boat. This is the best community on the web. It's the smartest community on the web. You can fall for the shock jocks and fall for all the touts and everybody telling you they're the greatest, or you can just come here and let me prove it to you. DFSarmy.com, coupon code CHOP, C-H-O-P. 20% discount, life of your membership. Guys, take care. Hopefully this video helped you. Hopefully it showed you a little bit of the contest analysis and a little bit of what we talk about with our VIP members. Hopefully we see you on the inside as a member soon. Take care.